Hello, everyone.
Wait, I messed up.
Oh,
My mic's
never
not ready.
mind.
Hold
I
on.
take it back.
Okay.
Goodbye.
Sorry. There we go.
Welcome back. Hello, everyone, to another episode of the Earth 118 podcast. I'm Vivian, here with Jasmine. What are we talking about today?
She-Hulk. What?
She-Hulk. She-Hulk episode 3. It is the people versus Emil Blonsky.
Wait, and this is now your second watch through. How was this time versus the first time you saw it?
So the first time was very much a blur. I've had to rewatch each episode every week because it just, like I said, when we were shown the first four, it was like cohesively, so all one way through. So I never knew where, like I couldn't remember where the episodes ended and started.
Mm-hmm.
So this second time through, I don't know, it's nice to just like be able to sit and kind of know what's going to happen so I can pay more attention to like
little details,
little jokes, yeah. And I'm not gonna lie, this episode there wasn't too much to pick up on that I had missed last time. It was kind of straightforward.
I like the little nods to New Asgard. Honestly, I think the show is, yes, it's a comedy, but it's doing something that the other shows, and maybe because it's a comedy, it's making it easier. It's playing with all of those elements that we had. I guess it's the web. It's the thing that's connecting every other show. And I know, yes, I get it. All the fanboys in the audience are like, every show does that. But this one, truly, even in its opening, or right before the title segment, she's like, this isn't going to be one of those shows where we have a cameo every week, except Bruce. And literally lists off and Wong and all these. Yeah, it's clearly is a show where there's gonna be a lot of cameos and where we connect all of these other figureheads and situations. The only thing, obviously, well, I guess technically they did do it. I was gonna say the only thing they haven't done yet is talk about the giant alien statue in the middle of the water, but that was one of the headlines. Yeah.
They're doing that and more. They're making commentary on it, and a lot of it is satirical, which I think is what adds to the comedy aspect of the show. Is they're commenting on the things that we know are existing outside in all of the other TV shows, but they're making it funny, or they're like saying comments that people in real life have been saying. They're just acknowledging it.
And honestly, I like the Beast, even that cute little thing of connecting the A and B story. Nice, something that we see in every sitcom, but it's really nice to acknowledge it. But I really want to pay attention to what that B story was. The idea of this Asgardian, I don't know if I was talking to you about this, or I'm sure I just be talking, but I really like the idea of a Naomi style show, because the thing about Naomi I believe she's DC. Naomi's DC, Marvel, DC, one of them, superhero, but Naomi's like an superhero. I think it's DC.
Wait,
but
Naomi who?
It's
Sorry.
just Naomi. It's Naomi. She has a last name, but the comic title is Naomi. The
Oh,
thing about
okay.
Naomi is that she's an average human who just happens to live in, I think it's DC, because I'm like picturing Superman, but she just happens to live in the world of superheroes, and it's how the town deals with Superman coming through fighting someone, and of course he's a superhero, and so he's going from New York to Kansas to California, and is just bouncing through the towns. And it's one of those situations where he did that, caused a catastrophic event in their town, and just moved along. And it's that was really traumatic for all of these people in this town, and they just have to deal with it now. And of course we kind of dealt with that. I'm sorry, I'm rambling, but I'm gonna have a point.
She's connecting the A to the B.
Connecting
story.
The B. That's essentially it. I really like this as New Asgard shapeshifter who just wanted to date, and he's a bottle baby. That's what they call them in LA. Women who go to the club and they seek out the men in the booths and are like, hey, daddy, do you want to take me to dinner? Well, I can only, I'm allergic to everything but caviar and steak. Oh, by the way, can we stop off at Prada before we head to dinner? I want to pick up a few things. That's the energy. That's a real thing.
Yeah.
Sorry, wrapping it up, I wonder if this Asgardian was like that in Asgard, or if this is just a new an Earth trait that was
she got to Earth and she's like, I'm gonna mess with some people.
These dinky humans, why not? Or was she like this on Asgard?
Yeah. And I mean, I imagine that this is her. I would love to know what like her character would be like on Asgard if she were also like this. Like, what pranks was she pulling on there? Because obviously, we know that in Asgard, they know that shapeshifters exist like her. So it was like, was it more common, or does she know that she has the high ground here because it's new to humans?
Okay, first of all, you're mixing franchises here. We got DC, we got Star Wars now. The high ground.
That's because it's Earth 118.
Bro, look at you. That's my co-host right there. I have a question though, and maybe you'll know this more than I do, being a fanboy, if you will. I roll. My question is, can all Asgardians shapeshift? I thought that was just. I'm dying.
Loki?
Yeah, I thought that was just Loki.
I don't think all Asgardians shapeshift. Specifically, she is, I wrote this down, she's a shape-shifting light elf who is Asgardian. So I think it's her type of species that can shapeshift.
That's right, because it's a bunch of species. We saw that in Thor: Love and Thunder.
Asgardian is a people, not a name.
Oh my god, it's a state of mind. It's a being. My bad.
No. Yeah, it's her type of species. So she's an elf and she shapeshifts. So I think that's why that's why the thought of like, okay, on Asgard, people know she exists, people know what she can do, so it's like won't hit as well. But on Earth, she's got people like Dennis walking around, easily convincible.
Easily.
Which is why I thought, like you said, I thought this bit was hilarious. And I know there are some people who are probably like, what is the point of this B story? Like, how does this connect together? It doesn't really connect to A, even when she says it does.
It did. The only reason we had this B story is so that Jennifer could get the idea of, wow, wouldn't it be cool if super powered people didn't have powers? Or we could take their powers away.
Okay, actually, yes.
Thus leading us back to Bruce.
Yeah.
And his little machine-y thing. So.
But even then, it's like, it's still, because they could have got into that easily without
it. Absolutely.
The whole court case and the whole idea with Dennis and Megan Thee Stallion, which I also thought was funny.
Is it necessary to have had Megan Thee Stallion in this show? I think that's what we're getting to. It's not.
No. But I still very much enjoyed it.
Very, very. I thought it was cute. I'm not a Megan Thee Stallion fan, so I could see her walking down the street. I wouldn't know a thing. That's just not. She's fun for a TikTok video. I just don't know her music beyond that. Yeah. In fact, I don't even know unless someone was like, "Wow, you did a dance to Megan Thee Stallion song." I'm like,
But I think even for people who like you, who are not fans of her or not like following her every move or keep updated with her.
Yeah, are you following her every move? I would die for you, Megan Thee Stallion.
I would kill for you, Megan.
I would kill for you. Yes, Okay,
down. Even people who are not like hugely familiar with her, we still know the name. We still know she is someone big in pop culture. So it's like, okay, it's still funny that they're tying in these real life pop culture references into this TV show, which I think just adds on to the satiric.
I don't know, because I feel like we've been doing little things like that all along. Like, I feel like even throwing Jeff Goldblum into the Marvel Cinematic Universe is a play at an older generation's icon. You know, we've been throwing in all of these older actors that were really gimmicky and fun just to have them. I mean, Zeus, you know, like all of these different Matt, there you go, Matt Damon. That whole little scripty thing. Maybe it's just Thor. Maybe it's only in the Thor franchises that we throw in.
Whenever there's an Asgardian around.
No, that they threw in. I know her from Gilmore Girls.
Oh.
Sookie. Oh God, that's too old. That's Melissa McCarthy. They threw in Melissa McCarthy.
Yeah. Yes.
That better be a recognized as you know, Hela.
That's it. And Thor: Love and Thunder. Spoiler alert. That's not really much a spoiler, but spoiler alert.
Is that?
Is it?
Is that in Thor: Love and Thunder?
Thor: Love and Thunder, where they bring in Melissa McCarthy as when they're reenacting the play and everything.
I saw that like 17 times, bro, and it's not even like that was. I saw that movie too many times. I only wanted to see it once. I did.
I remember that. I remember sitting at the premiere. You were like,
bro, I've already seen this so many times.
Yeah.
I like it. Don't get me wrong. I liked it, but. You can only hear a goat scream so many times, you know?
I would laugh every time. I say that though, only having seen it once.
Fair enough.
But back to the
yes, She-Hulk. That's what we're supposed.
She-Hulk.
Let's remember who the show is really about.
Oh, see, now you're doing it. No, but they introduced a character that in this episode for a brief second. It was the character's Mallory Book, played by
the woman that just walks in and gets hit on. Yeah.
Renee Elise Goldsberry plays her, and because of if this were any other actor, like anyone I wasn't familiar with, I would have assumed this was just like a quick, like extra entrance leave. But no, because of who they casted, that's where I was like, and let me look up who this is in the Marvel universe. And I learned a few things. One being that Mallory Book is like Jennifer Walters' like biggest rival specifically in her where do they work? In their law firm.
Is that it?
So now I have a theory. Moving forward into the episode.
What's your theory? And keep in mind, you have seen one more episode than the rest of us, so
I have, and this
watch your mouth.
At this point, I can confidently say at this point, there's like I'm on the same boat as you with you. Right?
Here's my thing though. Where's Jamila?
Yeah, she's just. Where is she? Titania?
Yeah, Titania. Where is she? Do we care? My thing is, Jamila has been doing so much promo for this show.
Yeah. Which is why the last two episodes, and I would say this like not meaning to like spoil anything or give anything away. The last two episodes, I would make comments like, we don't know where this is going in far as like in regards to a villain, because they basically drop Titania after, like they bring her in for a first episode, and then last episode again it was like the beginning, hey, don't forget what happened at the end of last episode, because this is the last time we're going to remind you of that.
Right,
and
but we've got, as you said, we've got her in-house villain, we've got Titania, and we've got these construction worker guys who beat on her.
Bugs, yeah.
Yeah.
This is where my theory comes, which is probably it connects A and B. I'm probably way off, but you know what? We're just gonna say it's a fun theory.
Yeah, it's a fun theory.
Thinking out loud.
Might be accurate. You never know.
Knowing that Mallory Book is Jen's like biggest competitor in regards to being lawyers. In what I read, it says that in the comics she tries to kind of like get rid of She-Hulk, but then redesign She-Hulk in her own not her own image, but in the image of this like group that she started or becomes like the chair of. I'm trying to find the name of it. Okay. Mallory Book secretly becomes a chairperson of Fourth Wall Enterprises, which is a company that seeks to destroy She-Hulk and remake her in
Not them taking the one thing that She-Hulk does best.
Right.
Fourth wall break? Rude.
Right. They said, give us the name.
They said, give me the one thing you're the most proud of.
But knowing that, I was curious, but now maybe this is jumping the gun because it's still too early on, but what if Mallory has something to do with those thugs, the Secret Asgardian thugs?
Then I would still question where's Tatiana, or Titania.
That I am still questioning.
And that makes me sad because you've seen the fourth episode. So it's bothersome to me a little bit. And to me, it just makes her feel like it's the Carly all over again.
Yeah.
You know, you introduce her as the main villain only to exile her from most of the show. So I don't know.
But I mean, given all of the little character introductions we've had, and that this is a 10 episode series.
Sure.
Right?
Yeah, 10 episodes.
Okay, 10, and I've only seen up to 4, so I've seen less than half. There's still going to be 5 whole episodes where it can bring them all together, tie them all together, reintroduce them. Yeah. You gotta speak louder.
10 minus 4 is 6. There are 6 episodes left for you.
Yeah, so I've seen less than half.
Right, you said that there were only 5 episodes for them to tie everything together.
There's 6 whole episodes left to tie everything together. All details. Listen, I said...
That's a big detail! That is an extra 30 minutes for me to see my girl. I'm just saying. It's.
You should be happy that I made a typo in my words.
whoa, I don't want my friends to fail. I like the opportunity to correct them, but I don't want it. I don't covet this.
Same as Jen. She didn't want to see Blonsky fail, and so she got him out of jail.
You're welcome. I will say that's really cool. I know that him not being able to be the abomination anymore is obviously going to cause some difficulty, but he's out. I don't. He's out.
He's out, and even with, because that case, it takes up half of the episode. But this is also Jen's first case as a lawyer, which I actually really appreciated. Not as a lawyer, I'm sorry, as working for this new law firm in the super division. And so it's just, I don't know, I appreciated that we got to see her as Jen Walters, being the Jen Walters lawyer, not She-Hulk lawyer for this first case. So that was cool that they got to do it within the jail, so it kind of set those limitations of, okay, you can't really be She-Hulk in here, so we actually get to see Jen Walters in action.
And it's not a distraction. It's just her using her pure skill.
Yeah.
I agree. I think that's really, really cool. What was I going to say before? I was really interrupted by my own thoughts. I don't remember. I don't.
Did it have to do with Emil's 7 soulmates?
No. I honestly had forgotten about just all of that.
Really?
Yeah,
I guess upon the first watch I'd forgotten about it, so rewatching it the second time I was like, you know what? That's funny too. The fact that he said something that I was like, I can't.
7 soulmates, not 7
chuckled at. 7 soulmates, and he was like, they're my better eighths. I was like, that's so dumb, but it's so funny.
The better 7ths, because there's ninths? I don't know.
8? If there's
it might
8
have
of
been
them
8.
total.
Well, it's 7. Yeah. It's 7 plus him, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. So his better 8ths.
8ths.
It's cute. It's cute. He found multiple loves.
Exactly, and it's tiny. Like I said, it's tiny little details like that that are thrown in there that I'm like, okay, that can go over your head, but when you go back, you're like, oh, haha.
What about that comment that she got rejected by the Avengers? I was under the impression the Avengers didn't exist anymore, and in fact, they sold off the Avengers building. Like, the Avengers are not a thing. So I guess is that them trying to insinuate that she has been around for a while and just hid her identity because she was not accepted as an Avenger?
Can you remind me who made that comment?
One of the reporters.
Well, then I would just assume that, like, they have their facts wrong. There's probably some people around that are like, when are the Avengers going to show up? Where are the Avengers? I'm sure there's people that exist that it hasn't hit them yet, that they're disbanded.
Yeah.
That's how I took it.
Fair enough. So it's just a toss away line for you.
I think so.
That's
because when you put everything, actually, does it give us a timeline of when she turned into She-Hulk? Or not a timeline? Does it give us?
I mean, no. We know that it's after. Oh my god, there's so many players in this universe now. It's after the Eternals. Sometimes
Bruce has a cast, so this is after the snap.
I thought that was from his axe. Oh no, because he turned into the Hulk and it helped him heal or something. Like, they explained it in the first episode of whatever he had used. Maybe it was his dampening or whatever, or when he took off the dampening and could go full Hulk. It helped him heal faster.
Yeah.
DK.
It helped his arm. But him being in a cast gives us a time of when she turned into She-Hulk. So this is after. This is after
Iron Man. So it's it's hell after that. Just the fact of the article would suggest that. The article with like the giant statue in the water. Yeah. That's enough for us to be like, oh, okay, so it's afterwards for sure. But yeah, I don't know where on the timeline this is. Is it before Spider-Man, after Spider-Man? Who knows?
Yeah. Well, that was to answer your question of has she been She-Hulk for a while?
No, I know that she hasn't, but I guess for the audience.
Okay.
What that was more, what do they think?
Yeah. Yes. Okay. I'm up to
Fair
date.
enough, right? So what are your expectations now for this show? Having everything that you know about this episode, where do you feel like it's going to go?
I think it's just... So I feel like it's going to be... the last few episodes, I'm expecting them to kind of tie in where we start to see more of, like, this... I guess, I hate saying it this way, but, like, the superhero aspect of She-Hulk, where now we have the villains come in and we see her fight the bad guy and becomes like public hero, like in the news, because right now she's kind of back and forth of whether she wants to be this superhero, like to the public.
I guess my thing about She-Hulk is I'm wondering when it's going to conflict with her job. You know, she's in a superhero lawyer division, a superhero law division. However, eventually both of her jobs, being a superhero and a super lawyer, are going to come to a head because she can't represent the people attacking her and she can't testify against the people that are attacking her. I don't think, unless it's with a different, you know, it's just too close to home. It's a conflict of interest. So, ooh, look at this face. Look at this face. Mm-hmm. Good? You okay?
Yeah. Some things clicked in my brain. Given what I know that you don't.
Okay. Mm-hmm. Okay. Cool. Rude, but cool. Yeah, it's a conflict of interest, and it just is curious to me. Either in the long run, I'd love to read more of the She-Hulk comics to see if they explain that a bit more, or if they just kind of let it go.
Yeah.
You know, it is what it is.
Yeah. I think I don't want to. I will. Yes, that's what I'll say. Because some of what you said does, like, they kind of do answer or come back to. Actually, now that I am remembering correctly.
So I just have to wait a week for my answer.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. Cool. I hate that.
An answer for a few of the things you said today that I forgot about, but now
I assume my answer of there's no way that a fourth episode is going to go by and my girl's not going to be in it. That's brown girl hate at that point. Like, I hate it, and I hate you.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
But other than that, I actually really enjoyed the little, I'm not gonna say the little cases that they're solving, but like the elf.
Good job for you, Scooby Gang, solving your little mysteries.
Those are cute. Yes, those are like not cute, but like they're funny, and it just reminds me that like this is a lawyer show. It makes it feel more like this is a lawyer show that happens to take place in the MCU, and I'm enjoying that. So I hope that we do get more of those cases. Like
I do. I will say they're not like SVU level. There's no intrigue to them. They kind of just
they're a lot more like
themselves. But yeah, I will admit it is very kitschy. It's very cute.
Halt. Hello.
Hi.
So yeah, that's next episode. We'll see. Well, I mean, you'll see
if any of my things get answered. Basically,
apparently
they do. That's what your innuendo face is saying. So
got some stuff to look forward to.
I mean, I have things to look forward to every episode. What's the new cameo? How many times will she be She-Hulk? Will I win the drinking game? You know, there's so many things to look forward to.
Will Megan Thee Stallion return?
No, God, they could not.
Can you imagine? You know what my prediction is? This is not my prediction. This is me being funny. Could you imagine at the end of She-Hulk, instead of She-Hulk will return, it's Megan Thee
Stallion will return? That'd be really cute. It would be very, very cute. And then, like, She-Hulk, my story, and then, like, does it again.
Yes! It writes itself.
It does indeed. I think that's really... But they would have had to do it after this episode, right? Or I guess maybe at the very end.
They did at the end, because it's just, that's a whole collection of everything that we saw.
Fair enough. It would be very, very cute. I will give you that. Also, the twerking. I wonder if that was Jennifer actually doing that, or if they had to get a twerk double. I'm gonna
twerk double, or was it completely CGI?
Well, even still, you have to have someone in the suit doing it. True. Yeah.
Hey, if that was her, Tatiana Maslany,
hey,
I'm not a 10 for me,
Jennifer. I'm just saying, it was nice. Oh, good.
Well, it was nice.
Wow, she did
well.
It
here first, guys.
She did well.
Earth 118 supports Tatiana Maslany / Jen Walter / She-Hulk twerking.
That I do.
Well, until next week, guys, let us know what you think of the episode. Who do you think is the person that sent those?
Wait a minute.
What?
What's your quote?
Forget? Oh, my quote? I'm not gonna lie, I was looking for one. There was nothing that stood out to me this episode other than it's not one of those cameo every week type shows. Just don't forget who this is about.
I like that, but that's a strong one, you know? Yeah.
That strong eye contact. That's my quote of the week. And if you have a quote of the week, let us know in the comments as well.
Alrighty, guys, until next week.
Bye.